It was nice to see you live this morning. Um, Welcome, guys. January 22nd. On the eve of the snow, supposedly. I'm saying supposedly because, man, I'm hopeful. Maybe it'll, like, skim out towards the ocean. I don't know. We'll get by. I got apples, I got bananas, I got oatmeal, I got rice, I got lentils. We will survive. All right. It also, as the 22nd, is the 22nd day of A Course in Miracles, lesson 22, which we're bringing up right now. Puts us almost halfway through the first 50 lessons. Those 50 lessons, guys. If you're still with me, you're doing awesome. Because the first 50 are pretty demanding. They seem to be demanding. Asking me to literally rewire. Hey, Stinkbug. Hi, Anna. My entire way of thinking. If you only think one particular way, you're seeing a world, your perspective is shaped through that thought system, or in the language of Course in Miracles, it is shaped by the teacher that you're choosing. Buddhism, yoga, Course in Miracles, Taoism, mystical traditions, jumping into plant medicine. Sorry, fixing my shoes. All of them, and modern neuroscience, neuropsychology in particular, all point towards the absence of a substantial, real, lasting self. This is where Buddhism broke away from Hinduism. How are you, Stinkbug? All right, that wasn't too bad. Shoe number 2. So we've been basing we've been choosing the teacher. It doesn't even really exist. And so we get a world, the world of our perception, that is selfish, that is unloving, that is unkind, that is viewing everyone and everything as separate from each other and separate from the source itself. We've quantified nature. Tree over there, bird up there, mountain way over yonder. That's right, I said yonder. I got some country roots, guys. My family comes from up in the mountains in PA. I'm allowed to say yonder, and I'm allowed to say crick, down by the creek. The crick ain't separate from you guys. The crick is flowing through your body like another vein. It flows the same waters that you are made of. There's only one thing. That one thing, by the way, is love. Yep, it's lesson 22. I'm wandering my way over there. So the Course is saying, hey, man, you've been thinking thoughts given to you by a teacher that doesn't even really exist. Sinkbug says, thank you for the flower. I'm not going to call you Ladybug out of respect, though. Cat's going back to bed. I hope you get some rest. Hey, Daniel. Let me dive in, and then we're going to go right to lesson 22. Sinkbug says, I need some plant medicine. I have the neuroscience part covered. Hey, I'm going to have some people talking about plant medicine next week if I figure out how to do it. I need to reach out and ask him. Hey, Sissy. Syncbook says I have to find a copy of this thing. It's free online. Foundation of Inner Peace. They have the text, they have the workbook, they have the 3 adjunctant pamphlets. All right, lesson 22. What I see is a form of vengeance. Wow. Title alone smacks us right in the forehead, doesn't it? And imagine how it smacked me in the forehead. I got a bigger forehead than you guys. I'm nothing but forehead, man. Today's idea accurately describes the way anyone who holds attack thoughts in his mind must see the world. If you are holding any attack thought, even the most subtle, and an attack thought is that you are separate and apart from me. That's the most subtle one of all, that we are separate from each other and separate from the source. Believing that we are separate from the source, that which is existence itself, you can call it whatever you like, you can call it the Tao, Buddha mind, Christ consciousness, you can call it God, the universe. I don't care. Guess what? Neither does God. That's an attack thought. Having projected his anger onto the world, he sees vengeance about to strike him. His own attack is thus perceived as self-defense. This becomes an increasingly vicious circle until he is willing to change how he sees. Otherwise, thoughts of attack and counterattack will preoccupy him and people his entire world. What peace of mind is possible to him then? If you are not experiencing peace of mind, you are experiencing attack thoughts against God or the universe, against others, against yourself, against your very own mind. Hey, Mike and Venus, how are you? It is from this savage fantasy that you want to escape. Is it not joyous news to hear that it is not real? Is it not a happy discovery to find that you can escape? You made what you would destroy, everything you hate and would attack and kill. All that you fear does not exist. Everything that you fear, everything that you hate, everything that you wish to destroy doesn't truly exist. Look at the world about you at least 5 times today. 5 times. For at least a minute each time. As your eyes move slowly from one object to another, from one body to another, say to yourself, I see only the perishable. I see nothing that will last. What I see is not real. What I see is a form of vengeance. At the end of each practice period, ask yourself, is this the world I really want to see? The answer is surely obvious. First thought a lot of people have, is this bypassing? Am I denying the world I see? The answer is no and yes. It is not bypassing. It doesn't say that the perishable isn't here. It doesn't say that the changing stuff isn't here. It doesn't say that what is not real isn't here. But it's asking us to reconsider what is true and what is real. For real, for real. There's another way of seeing the world. And again, the first thought when we're new to Course in Miracles, when we're new to Buddhism, when we're new to yoga is, but I don't see it. So since I don't see it, you must be wrong. But there have been people through the ages, saints, rishis, wise men, sages, yogis, better yogis than me, mystics, shamans, medicine men, and just people, regular old people, Buddhas at the gas station, who awaken and see things otherwise. That's our birthright. It's who we are. But we don't realize we have 2 thought systems, a split mind. We have the ego, which doesn't really exist, The ego is not good and not bad. It just doesn't exist. A lot of people think we're demonizing the ego because the ego doesn't exist, because it's a thought construct. It's a belief construct. It holds belief in its own autonomous nature, which isn't true. And autonomous nature means that my interests are separate and apart from your interests, and only mine matters unless your interest gets me something that I want or need. It only takes one person to awaken. Guess what? You're it. Tag. It's your turn, guys. All right. Sissy says, I call it that as well. Stink bug. Have a 5 head. What kind of band was that, Stink bug? We call it a 5 head down here. That would be a really big file, Stink bug. It's a 772 page text, 365 lessons, a manual for teachers. Would be a really big file. But it's absolutely for free. Foundation of Inner Peace, the original publishers. Any questions about lesson 22? Hey, Hammer. Good morning to you. You on the road today, Hammer? Man, Hammer, are you going to be driving through this storm? Subjectivity. Hey, S. Dot. Hey, Miss Flipper. Morning to you, my friend. Stinkbug says, love y'all. Hope everyone has a good, productive day. You too, Stinkbug. Tell Miss Joan I said hi. Tell your grandfather I said hi. Phil, how are you? Morning, my friend. Adam. Anna says, thank you, Stinkbug. Hope you have a good, productive day too. Phil says, well, thanks. And yourself? I'm doing pretty good. Going to get that cough taken care of. Glad you didn't hear my coughing spell on the stream last night. My cough generally subsides by the end of the morning. This is just the most talking that I've done, except for grunting at my cat, asking her how come she never makes me coffee in the morning. Lazy cats just sitting on the bed doing nothing. Hey, Sniper. Have a wonderful day too, my friend. Sinkbook says same for me. Especially in the winter, the cold air. Hey, Jamie. Jamie, we going to see the pull-up today? Pull-up PR? So let me read what I wrote, because it does talk about seeing things a little differently. It's my morning blog every day. The title is Only Love. My only true goal now is a different teacher. Shifting my perspective of the world away from the demands of ego and towards a more loving source. This isn't as difficult as it might sound, as both thought systems are within me and only one is actually real and holds my best interest at heart. A Course in Miracles is mind training, gently yet persistently so. It's a Zen endeavor designed for the student to continuously choose the reality of love. I've been a poor student for some time now. Better each year, but not quite consistent in choosing the most loving teacher within. Not yet, at least. As the years unfold, I'm ready, more apt than ever before to consider the voice of love as my only real option. Of two teachers, I value just one. Even if I still mistakenly consult a mistaken opinion for a short duration, eventually and always, I now choose only love. Eventually. Eventually. We'll get there. Sinkbo says, I liked your writing earlier. Thank you. Yes, Anna, we can send some prayers for someone. We can ring the bell. Let me know who you want to send prayers to. Hey, Derek. Big Banana TV is here. Hello, my friend. Derek says hi to everyone. Anna says, life is suffering, Yogi. Yes, but as the Buddha said, that's optional. It's optional. We just don't know that we have the option to see things, experiencing things differently. The entirety of Buddha, the entirety of what Buddha taught, he said he teaches one thing: suffering and the way out of suffering. That's key. Many people don't get past the first two noble truths of the Buddha. There's the eightfold path of Buddhism. Right thinking, right mindfulness, right living, right meditation, that point us out. The entirety of yoga. Yoga is a psychological system. Anyone who tells you that you need to be initiated this way in yoga and that you need this teacher and you need to know this or that is mistaken in their thoughts about yoga. Yoga is a psychological system designed to bring us from the suffering of the perishable, of the changing world, to seeing who we truly are. A Course in Miracles is a path out of suffering. As long as we choose the ego, it means that we're choosing that perishable world. We're choosing a world in which suffering is not only allowed, it's actually cultivated as the way to be. If you think grabbing as much resources as possible for you and allowing others to have none or little is the way to salvation, is the way to peace of mind, is the way to happiness, no one is ever truly happy when one person is suffering in the world. Therefore, you have a responsibility not to find that one person who is suffering, but to change your mind on who you are. Literally change your mind. I'm not saying having a different thought. I'm saying literally changing your mind. Thinking only with the mind of God. The ego shouts so loud, Yogi. It does. And we don't have to deny it. That's the key. We're not fighting the ego. We're not denying the ego. We just realize, man, it's a lone, imaginary voice shouting in the wilderness. Adam says, my prayers go out to Kat. I wish her abundant health. Thank you, Adam. I know she appreciates that. Miss Pippa says, oi to banana. How are you, Miss Flipper? So Anna, who do we want to send prayers to? Hey KK, Aaron, Iron John, Iron John, Iron John. It's been a long time. I don't think I've read Iron John since 1990 something. And it says, good morning, Kundalini King. Miss Pippa says, Adam, I'm not sure which piece was JC. Not the beardless clown jester, I imagine. Kundalini King says, shout into the wilderness. And all we get back is echoes. Someone who's in my heart. All right. Guys, if you are at all sound sensitive, triggered by noise, turn the volume down. Just give it a beat. This is ringing 3 times. It's going out as a prayer to Anna's heart and the person who resides there. Prayers, my friend. And as Anna said, and for whoever who is in need of a prayer. Adam says, that's actually my son. He's got a halo and he's giving a blessing. You're welcome, Anna. You are welcome. Adam says, you're so sweet, Anna. She certainly is. So any questions about lesson 22? Let's go over and read a couple more of the principles of miracles in the text. Don't want to ignore the text. If I'm not mistaken, I stopped off at lesson miracle 13. 14, we go with miracles bear witness to truth. They are convincing because they arise from conviction. Without conviction, they deteriorate into magic, which is mindless and therefore destructive, or rather the uncreative use of the mind. Each day should be devoted. I love this line, by the way. Each day should be devoted to miracles. The purpose of time is to enable you to learn how to use time constructively. It is thus a teaching device and a means to an end. Time will cease when it is no longer useful in facilitating learning. Each day should be devoted to miracles. A miracle is a shift of perception. It's going from one thought system to another. It is going from one teacher, which is imaginary, to, hey Dolly, thank you, choosing the teacher, the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is a voice for God. Don't get caught up in literal terms. Holy Spirit. If you don't like the Holy Spirit, call it your intuition, your highest self, intuitive guidance, whatever works for you. Thank you for the floating hearts. That's the first 15 so far out of 50. That will be done. Amen. Dolly, how are you this morning? Universal inspiration. It's a favorite from our friend Miss Flipper for sure. It's a beautiful, beautiful description. Our friend Corinne Zupko calls it our inner therapist. Big Man says, Yogi, my request up there, let me find it. I need a prayer. Not feeling well, and pray for me. I'm going to start my mom house next week. Doors of Capital. All right, guys. Sound sensitive. This is for Big Banana TV, our friend Derek. You ready, Derek? This is for you. This is for your mom. 3 times. Turn the volume down if you sound sensitive. Prayers, my friend. You're welcome. You are welcome. Sissy sent happy thoughts and high vibes. Thank you, Sissy. Sissy, do you have a link for us yet this morning? Miss Pippa says, got a scoot, loves. Take care, my friend. Miss Pippa, tomorrow we have Tina Spalding coming up. Tina is a student teacher of the Course in Miracles. She's been with the Course, I believe, for 25 years now. She also is a channeler. They don't want to give away who she channels. Showing up and find out. I listened to her video on her Facebook page yesterday where she talked about how this came about. She had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening experience through an intense practice period of forgiveness. And when that shifted, her consciousness shifted as well, which allowed her to open up as a channel, finally, after a bit of a struggle, it seems. Semper says, love you, Phoenix. Kundalini King says it's an open channel, all right. Yeah, we sort of got to be careful, don't we? Semper says, greetings, Kundalini King. Hey, well, we're sending out prayers. We're sending out prayers to our friend Hammer, who might be driving, and we got some weather coming up. Of course, we always got some weather, but this is some weather. This is some kind of weather coming up. Hey, Falcon. Falcon says Rowena says hello too. Well, hello to you, and hello to Rowena. How you been, Falcon? Hey, and thanks for being a member. It's much appreciated. Mira, my friend, how are you? I am doing well. Kundalini King says, yes, we do. The channel I opened to was horrifying. How did you navigate through it, Aaron? Thank you, Dolly. Hit that like button, share and subscribe. Someone has shared and subscribed. A few days ago, I hit that 9K point, and we were celebrating here, and like within an instant, I went way back down to 896. But we hit that 9K point again. Don't want to get ahead of myself. 9,005. So some people, I guess they like what they see. It's much appreciated. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to do something unique, creative, and ultimately loving and kind. Varying degrees of success. But hey, all I'm required to do is have a little willingness. Semper says, I may be looking a white hat situation. What is a white hat situation? That's the good guy, right? Falcon says, getting there, Eric. I know I keep bragging, but I'm 1 month sober today. Hey, that's not bragging. That's celebrating. 1 month sober is huge. I'm going to touch base on this again, Falcon, but wait 1 second. Our friend Aaron Kundalini King says, acceptance. Acceptance is how I navigated through it. It is what it is. Perfect. I'm not quite ready for the snow, Long John. I'm as ready as I'm gonna be. Gotta get my back ready for shoveling snow. to get my knee and shoulder ready, which ache when it gets really cold, and it's going to get really cold. So, Falcon, congratulations, 1 month. Here was my big realization. It's only always day one. That's something to celebrate. It's only always day one. More than that, you are sober this moment. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about how many days it's been. Right now, this moment, you are sober. Guess what? This moment is fluid, all-encompassing, all there really is. As long as you are sober at this moment, that's all you need to do. Don't worry about if you're going to be sober tomorrow or a year from now or 10 or 20. Or in my case, going on 27. It's always only this moment. Day one, moment zero. Now. You are sober right now. What a huge relief. You mean I don't have to do anything other than be sober right now? That's it. That's it. If Ram Dass wanted to write a book on sobriety, be sober here, be sober now. Does that make sense, Falcon? Hey, Lady Sky, how are you? Cece says, I'm actually due for another white hat in space weather update. I slept a lot yesterday, and so much came through. Much love and peace to you, Falcon, my friend. Mir says, so Sniper, hope you're doing well, my friend. Long John says, your popularity skyrocketed after I joined the group. People kept whispering, hey, are you the guy that knows Long John? Are you the guy that's friends with Long John? I had people come into the live streams and go, oh, crap, Long John's not here? I'll see you later. It's a little, I don't know how to describe it, you know? There's a lot of pressure being Long John's friend. I got to live up to a certain image, you know? Everyone expects me to be as cool as Long John, and no one can be as cool as Long John. No one. Many try, all of them fail. Anna says, I'm doing okay. Thank you, Mir. Hope you're well. Tamir. Sissy says, congratulations, Falcon, on cessation. Cessation. Government is fraud. Hey, Mr. Nate. Who's Long John? I don't know who Long John is, but Longe. Look up above. You'll find him. He's the cool guy sitting over there. He's wearing shades, got a leather jacket on. After all this time, I have no idea if I'm actually pronouncing his username correctly. Long John says, that was funny, Yogi. I'm here to make you smile. If people leave the live stream this morning and they go, man, I didn't understand anything about lesson 22, Course in Miracles, what is this guy even talking about? But you know what? It's kind of funny. Made me laugh, made me smile a little bit, and I like the ringing of that bell. That's enough. That's enough for me. Adam says, if Sniper wears a hat, I bet it's a good one. I picture Sniper wearing a Greek fisherman's hat, which, by the way, is the second coolest hat of all. First coolest hat is a crusher hat. Do you guys know what a crusher hat is? Long John says, how could someone possibly not know my name? I know. I think they were just pretending. They were trying to be cool. No one can be as cool as Long John, but if you want to try to be as cool as Long John, here's how you do it. You have to appreciate the classic Long John. I knew Long John well before everyone else knew Long John. I'm going to be honest with you, I think he sold out a little bit. Long John used to be all about the music, you know? That was it. It was all about the music. Now, it's the chicks, it's the fame, it's the lifestyle, it's the glitz and the pizzazz. Me, I'll always remember the classic Long John. It was just him and his guitar. Him, his guitar, his Harley, driving across the country with his monkey sidekick, solving crime, singing songs. Those were the days, guys. Those were the days. John wore a Greek fishing hat. He did. Those are cool hats. I had one. I'll post it if I remember. I'll post it as my thumbnail. There's a photo of me. I always wanted that photo to be the cover of my first album. Problem was I couldn't sing and I don't play an instrument. No one wanted to be in my band. The album never got made. I think it's a shame. Bob Dylan wore a Greek fisherman's cap too, and I believe it's on the cover of Free Will and Bob, which was as a kid, I would check that album every week out of the library when I would go there with my parents. And I played it over and over and over again. Don't think twice, it's all right. Seppa says it's Green Seahawks, even though my heart's with Packers and Steelers. Show it's not material. I got to go with the Packers a bit because that's my home team, being born in Pittsburgh, outside of Pittsburgh, McKeesport. But I kind of want the Patriots to win it all. Sorry, Lady Sky. 23 days till Valentine's Day. Wait a minute. It seemed like only 9 days ago you were saying it was 32 days. Phil says just been to someone to help me with paperwork for jobless stuff, finding a home, and in food bank. There's some really good societies in England. I'm glad. The Sleeping Prophet session 12. We got the link for Sissy. The younger Bob, yeah. Seppa says it's because it's green, middle chocolate balance. Long John says facts, Yogi. I fell off. We'll be back from Betty Ford before you know it. Go back to your roots, Long John. Go back to your roots. The days are going fast. Too fast. I think back to January 20th. Those days were so innocent. I was a different guy. I was younger. I had more hopes, more dreams. The future was wide open. Lady Sky says, hope you're doing okay. Squirrel Sniper, I missed your session yesterday. Hey, Flora, how are you? Falcon says, Eggy Casey is very interesting. Go head on over to Sissy's. She has a link up above. Sissy says, sometimes the gold nuggets that propel our expansion are hidden in the roots. I actually broke a tooth on a golden nugget. Got to be careful with the nuggets. Longer says, I don't even celebrate Valentine's Day. I don't really either. I used to buy something for my loved ones, something small, just a little token. Manifestor says, I tell you, being a dog dad to a very playful Staffy bully. Cross is hard work, but she's my emotional therapy. Dogs are therapy for sure. Cats, not so much. So 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is the premiere. Not when I will go live. Gotcha. Longden says, remember school days as a kid bringing a Valentine's for your friends with candy heart messages? Those were the days. I'm a little older than you guys. This was before there was an all-inclusive policy. When you had to bring something, hey, Paul jokes from Wales. Hello, my friend. When you were supposed to bring something for everyone, it was very selective. Those days, I was not the selected one. Ladies guy says, yes, I remember that, Long John. Phil says, my old cat, Mrs. Mouse, I saved her life, she saved mine, and turned my dad into a cat-obsessed old man. My cats have been, joking aside, my cats have been pretty good companions. So no guests today. Open day Thursday. Tomorrow we have one guest, nothing during the weekend. Miss Blibber should be up on Monday. And then, thanks to our friend Kundalini King, Aaron, Joel Schaefer, who is a modern day shaman in the Toltec tradition, he's going to be up Monday at 5:25. 2 days after that, Martin Ball is going to come up. We're going to talk plant medicine. On Saturday, before that, I do have a guest this weekend. Catherine Dufflo. Catherine is a friend. She is about a 40-year Course in Miracles student teacher. She, not exclusively so, she's also explored some paths of non-duality. Her course teacher is our friend Vicky Poppy. Vicky is one of the most loving people I've had the privilege of getting to know recently. And we're going to talk all things Course in Miracles. We're going to talk non-duality and paths of non-duality, ones that she followed and experienced. And we're going to talk the politics of love. So it might come with a trigger warning, as we'll be talking about politics, and there'll be people who agree with what we're talking about, and there'll be those, probably many, who don't, who have a different political view. However, we're not talking about party versus party. It's not a red and blue. It's not a neighbor against neighbor. It's seeing past all of the colors, all of the labels, all of the concepts, to the reality of love that we all wish to experience. Lady Sky says, I remember in elementary school, every year on Valentine's Day, we would get served cupcake for a Valentine's Day treat, Yogi. Then we would pass out the cards around my school, mates and candy to pass out. Adam might win the lottery. I hope so. Well, this year's been already been tough, got committed involuntarily. Sissy says the sun is a portal. When it flames, something is exiting, entering the portal. This time, likely a mothership the size of Africa continent just exited. More to come. Big Banana says floor. So yeah, we got some exciting guests. And also in February, Lisa Wetzel, who is a channel for the Akashic Records. Come on by. Talk to her. And Anthony Peake will be coming up in February. Lady Sky says it changed when I entered in middle school and high school. School years can be tough, can't they? They were for me. My entire scholastic career, up until I went to community college at least, I never felt a true moment of fitting in. In retrospect, maybe that was a good thing. If I had fit in even for an instant, I would have, I think I would have coasted along on that thin glaze of acceptability. Hey, I'm part of something. Even if it's not real, I'm part of something. No cupcakes or candy in middle school or high school. I think that's where we went wrong, putting the cupcakes aside. Imagine if a leader showed up at the UN Council with a cupcake in hand for everyone. Imagine if someone handed Putin a cupcake, how different it would be. Can you imagine the smile on his face? I'm willing to bet no one ever gave Putin a cupcake. I'm not so sure our president has ever had a cupcake. Not a true cupcake. He might have had cake. He might have even had cake in a cup. I don't know. But a cake in a cup does not make a cupcake. You can quote me on that, by the way. That might be the only one true thing that I'll ever say in 2026. You don't remember exactly what I said or how I said it, but I stand by it nonetheless. The smile on Trump and Putin's face. They're both lighting up as they receive that cupcake of love. Imagine if they each got a candy heart, a little hard candy heart that said, "Will you be mine?" It'd be a different world that we live in. Yeah, I agree, Long John, but you know what? Catholic school wasn't much better. Actually, probably even worse, because we were allowed to get our knuckles wrapped. I would eat cupcakes now. You can have vegan cupcakes. Everything can be veganized. My problem is, and I have people who vouch for this, I've never eaten a cupcake. I eat cupcakes. You might say, how many? Well, how many do you got? I eat all of them. There's a reason why I don't deviate too much from my plan. Because when I decide to eat cake, I eat cake. I eat a cake. I don't eat a piece of cake. That would be ridiculous. If you give me a cake, I'm eating the cake. If you want cake, get your own damn cake, man. Get your hands off. Get your mitts. Get your dirty mitts off of my cake. It's my birthday. It's my cake. I don't share cake, man. Or cupcakes. I share other stuff. I share my heart. You know, I talk about A Course in Miracles, not making things separate. There's a bylaw in the Course. I don't know where it is. One of the lessons. Cake and all dessert subsidiaries are to be separate. I think it's in the Bible too. You know what they don't show in Leonardo da Vinci's painting of the Lost Supper? They don't show cake. You know why they don't show cake? Because Jesus ate all the cake. He gave of his body. He gave of his blood. Do you need his cake too? Seriously, for Christ's sake, let him have his cake. Don't be so greedy. Hey, Rudy. Yeah, they do. You're right, sissy. Applesauce does make a great substitute for eggs. Everything can be veganized. Absolutely. Rudy says, hey, man, I want you to know that I seriously love you. I remember a while back I opened up to you how dangerous it was to drink and drive, and that I accidentally killed someone in a horrible accident. And someone upon you again really brightened my day. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Rudy. I'm thinking back. I've talked to some people who've been through that as well. Other people have been through that as well. There, but the grace of God, Rudy, I went through. I hope that you are thriving and happy now, my friend. Focus says Jesus' Christ's only request for the Mara was to give some biscuits to Elijah. Love Rowan, my request is please give. No, you cannot put mayonnaise in a cake. I think it defies the very laws of physics. Once you put mayonnaise in a cake, it no longer becomes a cake. Now it's a sandwich. Don't blame me, man. It's physics. It's chemistry. It's biology. Longer says, Yogi, gotta love cake. Sissy says, yes, but mayo has eggs in it. Focus says, more melting moments. The worst cakes, is there such a thing as a worst cake? And German chocolate cake. I suspect the German chocolate cake probably has sauerkraut in it. Probably has something like brat something. Everything German has begins with brat, right? Worst. Well, no wonder. German chocolate cake is the worst. W-E-R-S-T? Huh? You didn't see that coming, did you? Yeah, there's some vegan mayo. Kat says, Rudy, subscribe to the Yogi and stumble upon no more. Thank you, Kat. Rudy says, we're going to bed now, but I'm definitely going to hit you with a subscription. May God bless you. I'm thankful you're doing good now. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you. And I'm glad that you are doing good now. You deserve it. Hey, Parajat, my friend. Sissy says, I like sauerkraut, though. It's good for you. Everyone should probably, I don't, but everyone should probably have a forkful or a tablespoon of sauerkraut a day, as prescribed by Coach Stan John. Great coach, by the way. He was a track and field coach. He was a track athlete. He was a thrower, threw the discus. I think the shot put too. Competed in Olympic lifting. Long just says, Cat, hope you're feeling better. Yep, excellent for gut biome. Thank you, Long John. Falcon says, Rowena says, considering the bird here, let them eat crust. So you know Marie Antoinette had problems when she said, let them eat cake. You notice she didn't say, let them eat my cake? She didn't say that. I would not eat a mayonnaise cake. Again, there's no such thing as a mayonnaise cake. It defies the laws of physics. As soon as you put mayonnaise, it ceases to be a cake. It's now a sandwich. Kat says, I love sauerkraut. I love German chocolate cake. Coconut cake is my daughter's favorite. So there. Um, let's see. German chocolate cake. I don't know where to take this. Cake or death? It's my love of cake that makes me immortal. My love of cake precedes me into heaven. When I go, St. Peter's going to be at the pearly gates, piece of cake in his hand, and I'm going to be like, what the heck, man? Just a piece of cake? Didn't come all the way to heaven to get a piece of cake. Where's my cake? He's probably got like crumbs all over his mouth, and he's like, I don't know. It was just a piece. Right, right. Like, I'm going to believe St. Peter. All right, guys, it is after 6. You got me all hyped up on cake talk. I need to get out and take my walk and get my workout in. Stuff to do. I got a few videos to make. Red velvet cake. I say velvet for my sports jacket. For my jumpsuit. I save all my velvet for my jumpsuit. You guys are probably thinking, I wonder if he really does own a jumpsuit. One day you might find out for sure. A better question is, why don't you own a jumpsuit? Not just cake. I'm convinced that owning a jumpsuit would make the world a better place. Could you imagine Putin and Trump in jumpsuits eating cupcakes? How much better the world would be right now? Have a great day too, Aaron. Flora says, sure, Yogi. Nope, nothing set up for today. Tomorrow we got a great guest coming up, Tina Spalding. She is a longtime course teacher. She is a channeler. I'm not speaking too much on the channeling yet, but come on by and find out. Who is she channeling? You might be surprised. Black Forest cake, Yogi. Ever had that? I have had it before. And then Saturday we'll be, again, little warning, we'll be talking the politics of love. All right. Love you guys. I'll see everyone later. We'll be up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Thanks. Yes, you're right about that, sissy. Are you familiar with Tina? See y'all. Bye, Flora. We'll see you later, Lady Sky. Cat, get some rest. You're welcome, Anna.